Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Double T's Sacramento Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And in this episode, I'm asking the question if this aircraft, which is of course the PMDG 737-700, prepared the way for Microsoft to return to flight simulation at the time they launched 2020. And I'm going to try my best to answer the question while taking you on a ride on board this Southwest Airlines 737-700 from Sacramento down to Burbank in northern Los Angeles. And without a doubt, since the days of prepared 3D, which I flew before 2020, this aircraft from PMDG has come on leaps and bounds. And before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I don't even think we had cabins in this aircraft back then. And for reference, for those of you who might have forgotten, the PMDG 737-700 was the first payware aircraft that was really ever launched for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And it was the aircraft that prepared my way back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Do you get where I was going with that, guys? It is the aircraft that prepared the way for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I know, it's pretty rubbish, isn't it? Anyway, back to today's flight. It's time to get GSX to start loading the aircraft. And of course, back in my prepared 3D days, GSX Pro was available for that sim. And it got finally ported over to Microsoft Flight Simulator quite a few months after that sim was released. And just like the PMDG 737, the GSX Pro has come on leaps and bounds since my prepared 3D days. But unlike PMDG, the upgrade path from GSX Pro in prepared through Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to 2024, that was extremely inexpensive. I'll talk a little bit more about PMDG's migration policies, or lack of them, when I'm in the air.
Sacramento International Airport. Information Romeo. Arriving and departing runways 17 left, 17 right. Wind 150 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 22, dew point 13. Altimeter 2987. Density altitude 900 feet. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read vet all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Romeo.
Of course, back in the prepared 3D days, PMDG had no electronic flight bag. To the consternation of the community, PMDG did take a very long time to get an EFB into the 2020 version of the 737s. And before the EFB, you did everything through the flight management computer. But I don't know about you guys, I think the PMDG EFB in the 737s, and of course the 777s, is really straightforward, intuitive and very easy to use. Sacramento clearance delivery. Good morning, Southwest 358 with Romeo, looking to pick up my IFR clearance to Burbank.
Southwest 358, cleared to Bob Hope via the Fit Hill 3 departure, then as filed, climb and maintain 4000, expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure, departure on 125.25, squawk 2341, expect runway 17 right.
Southwest 358 is cleared to Burbank via the Phil Hill 3 departure off runway 17 right. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Expect 360 10 minutes after departure, which is on 125.25, squawk 2341. Southwest 358.
Southwest 358, readback correct. Contact ground on 121.7.
Sacramento ground, good morning, Southwest 358, request push and start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 358, heading to Bob Hope Airport. We're so glad to have you with us today.
Southwest 358, push and start approved, tail west.
Stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate hesitate to reach out to any of our friendly crew members. And remember, we're all about free checked bags here at Southwest, so feel free.
Free checked bags on board Southwest. I think SayIntentions is a little bit behind the times. And on that note, I am using SayIntentions AI in this episode for my ATC, which is also injecting the traffic from FSLTL models.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Doors and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 358, heading to Bob Hope Airport. Our estimated flight time is approximately 55 minutes. Please pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains important information, even for our frequent flyers. Fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. The seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Please return your seatbacks and tray tables to the upright position and ensure window blinds are open for takeoff and landing. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and larger devices should be securely stowed. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere.
Please set parking brakes.
Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly, place it over your nose
Unlocking
and mouth,
gear.
and breathe normally.
Sacramento ground, Southwest 358, request taxi runway 17 right.
Southwest 358, runway 17 right, taxi via Yankee Alpha, Alpha 3.
Taxi 17 right via Yankee Alpha, Alpha 3, Southwest 358. As I said earlier in the episode, this scenery that you're seeing is Sacramento Airport from Double T. I probably purchased it a couple of years ago when I was flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and Double T released this version for 24 very quickly after 24 was released. I think Orbx may also have a version of this airport, and it is probably a lot better, but you know what guys, I don't fly from Sacramento that often, so I don't feel the need to replace the software by purchasing it again from another vendor. Over the last 5 years, I've been in and out of Sacramento Airport in real life more than a few times. Most recently in July 2024, so a little over 2 years since this video was published. And the last time I was at Sacramento, I was flying to Honolulu on board the Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. And back then, I had no idea that Hawaiian Airlines hadn't that long to live. But I did keep the memories of that fantastic service between Sacramento and of course Honolulu on board the Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A321. And if you want to have a look at that video, it's over on the main channel. Just go back to August. Cabin crew seats for departure.
Copy, Captain. Cabin is secure and crew are taking seats now.
Southwest 358, contact tower on 125.7.
Over the tower, Southwest 358, thanks very much. Sacramento Tower, good morning, Southwest 358, runway 17 right, ready for departure.
Southwest 358, Capital Tower, runway 17 right, winds 150 at 10, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff, Southwest 358. Can you take over the ATC, please?
I've got the radios, Graham. Let's get this flight underway.
I'm not a massive user of these head-up display units, but for the purpose of this video, I thought I would pop it down. It will save me looking down at the instruments as I roll for takeoff.
NorCal departure, Southwest 358.
5.
Alpha 128.325.
Our cabin service will begin shortly, and we appreciate your patience.
Southwest 358, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Southwest 358.
I recorded this episode quite early on a Monday morning, and SayIntentions just ran perfectly. It goes to prove, guys, well, certainly is my opinion, that their servers are extremely overloaded at the weekend, and they really do need to do something about it for £17 a month. Anyway, back to today's video where we're talking about the PMDG 737-700, which PMDG released on the 9th of May 2022. But given that Microsoft Flight Simulator was released on the 18th of August 2020, it was a phenomenal amount of time, in my opinion, for the Flight Simulator to go without a high quality study level tube liner like the PMDG 737. Until I purchased the PMDG 737-700 for Flight Simulator 2020. I was still primarily spending my sim time in Prepared 3D in December 2022. And it took PMDG another 3 months until August 22 to release the 737-800. But it wasn't until February 2023 when PMDG finally released the 737-900, completing the next generation range. And by then I was fully over to flying in the new simulator as it was back then, of course Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And in fact, in the same month that PMDG released the 737-700 for Flight Simulator 2020, Fenix released their first Airbus for the new sim, of course the A320ceo. And I used my Christmas holidays in December 2022 to get my head around Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And the new sim just provided so much more than Prepared 3D did. It was just like a completely new generation of flight simming. And many on YouTube say that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 saved the life of PC flight simulation. Given that Microsoft released FSX in October 2006, by my calculation putting it 14 years before the release of Microsoft 2020, I would actually say that Microsoft selling FSX to Lockheed Martin and then Lockheed Martin releasing version 4 and therefore the 64-bit version of their flight simulator saved PC flight simulation. Of course, we wouldn't have long to wait until the next version in the Microsoft Flight Simulator franchise. And while I think their announcement took the entire flight sim community by surprise, Microsoft finally released Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the version that we love and maybe hate today, on the 19th of November 2024. But it took PMDG over a year to release their 737 upgrade from 2020 to 2024. And while I think the vast majority of us accept that Microsoft needed to move from 2020 to 24 by streaming the digital world, instead of us all having to download it onto our hard drives. But remember the promise that Microsoft made when they brought out 2024, all of your add-ons in 2020 would be compatible. Yeah, whatever happened to that? And clearly it wasn't the case for PMDG, who took more than a year after the release of 2024 to bring out their 2024 version of the 737s. And of course, guys, we would have to pay for the upgrade, but according to the CEO of PMDG, it would only cost as much as a cup of coffee. And I've just taken a quick look back at my PMDG purchases, and my PayPal statement told me that the upgrade cost $30. What cup of coffee in the world costs $30, guys? I don't even think a cup of coffee in St. Mark's Square in Venice costs anywhere near $30. How much did Fenix charges for the upgrade of their Airbuses from 2020 to 2024? Yes, guys, absolutely nothing. And just a few days before I took this flight to record this episode, iFly released the SP1 version of their 737 MAX. And how much did that cost us, guys? Again, absolutely nothing. In fact, in the next episode, I'm going to give you my views of the SP1 version of the iFly 737-8. And I'm going to be asking the question if the iFly 737 is now better than the PMDG. But probably, like most flight simmers who love these types of tube liners in their PC flight simulator, I spent upgrading my 3 737s to the new 2024 versions, including the 737-700 that I'm flying today. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I think it is still PMDG that saved Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And while the sim had been around for quite a long time before PMDG released their 737-700 for 2020, there were no decent tubeliners for the sim. Some even went as far to say that fly-by-wire saved that particular sim when they released the add-on to the horrible default Airbus A320 that Microsoft and Asobo provided in the early version of 2020. And that's why I believe that PMDG and their 737-700 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 prepared the last flight simulator for a new generation of payware add-on, even study level aircraft for PC flight simulation.
97, flight level 370. 58, expect the Rocker 3 arrival, rebarge transition, expect to descend in about 15 minutes.
Expect the Rocker 3 arrival, rebarge transition. We'll expect descent in about 15 minutes. Southwest 358.
Center, roger.
Requesting descent clearance to Burbank.
Oakland Center, Southwest 358, requesting clearance to descend to Burbank.
Southwest 358, descend via Rocker 3 to 6000 rebarge transition into Bob Hope, altimeter 2999er. Roger.
Los Angeles.
Bob Hope Airport. Please return to your
Los
seats.
Angeles
Stow
Center,
your tray
Alaska
cases.
2611, flight level 200.
Lavatories is no longer permitted at this time.
Alaska 2611, Los Angeles Center. Roger.
You can't deny it, guys, California sorta has everything. From the Sierra Nevadas in the north, to of course Silicon Valley and the gorgeous Bay Area, to Yosemite and the Central Coast, and then to Southern California, or SoCal, where we're heading now. But I've got absolutely no doubt that my RTX 2080 Ti isn't giving it justice in the sim. Because I know that Microsoft and Asobo have done an extra special job at making this part of the United States look so fantastic. And as we leave the flat desert of Central California, these mountains ahead of us signify we're approaching Los Angeles from the north. And you also notice that the chatter on the radio, because it gets a lot busier as you approach Los Angeles, and its multitude of airports.
SoCal approach, Southwest 358. Good afternoon, flight level 190 for 6000.
Southwest 358, SoCal approach. Good afternoon, Bob Hope, altimeter 2999er. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 8 approach into Bob Hope. And confirm you have information November.
Los Angeles Center, SkyWest 3367, flight level 310.
Altimeter 2999er.
SkyWest 3367, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Southwest 358.
Los Angeles Center, 0. Air 2349, flight level 300. Los Center, United 2177, flight level 320. Los Angeles Center, Southwest 4237, flight level 300. Southwest 4237, Los Angeles Center, roger. Los Angeles Center, SkyWest 3015, flight level 260. Los Angeles Center, United 2661, flight level 390.
Alaska 759, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, Alaska 1355, 17000. Los Angeles Center, Alaska 315, flight level 380.
Honestly guys, I'm editing out about 70% of the chatter on the radio, but oh my goodness, it's extremely busy. As I said earlier, SayIntentions was behaving itself today, and the net result is I actually think I'm going to be making a half decent approach into Burbank.
Turn left heading 095, vectors for the ILS runway 8 approach, speed above 210 knots.
Left heading 095, vectors for the ILS runway 8 approach. Maintain speed above 210 knots. Southwest 358.
You see what I mean, guys? It is early Monday morning, and SayIntentions is doing a really good job. And as you can see, as I approached the valley, this cloud layer appeared. And it's a shame because I'm not quite sure how much you're going to see on the approach into Bob Hope Burbank Airport.
Southwest 358, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, Southwest 358.
Southwest 358, turn right heading 105.
Turning right heading 105, Southwest 358.
Southwest 358, 7 miles from Bud D. Maintain present heading, cleared for the ILS runway 8 approach.
Maintaining present heading. Cleared for the ILS runway 8 approach. Southwest 358. Contacting Bob Hope Tower on 118.7, Southwest 358.
2500.
Bob Hope Airport Tower, Southwest 358. Good afternoon. Established on the ILS runway 8 approach.
Southwest 358, Bob Hope Airport Tower, roger, continue approach.
Runway 8 cleared to...
Near 2147, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Southwest 322, flight level 290. 300.
Alaska 1368, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, United 2177, flight level 260.
United 2177, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, United 1981, flight level 230.
Minimums.
United 1981, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Minimums.
Los Angeles Center, Viva 511, flight level 370.
10.
Viva 511, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 528, flight level 310.
Delta 528, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, Alaska 759, flight level 240.
Alaska 759, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, American 1480, flight level 350. American 1480, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Southwest 358, exit at Romeo Whiskey Yankee 33 if able. Contact ground on 123.9er.
Exit at Romeo Whiskey Yankee 33 if able. Contacting ground on 123.9er, Southwest 358. Bob Hope Airport ground, Southwest 358. Good afternoon, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
Welcome to Orbx's Burbank for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Yes guys, they never ported this over to 24, but I just copied it into the community folder and it seemed to work okay. It's a great little airport, little being the operative word here. It's extremely tight on the taxiway here with the parking ramps just off to my left and the active runway to my right. As you could tell, not my best ever approach in the sim, but you know guys, we're down, we made it, everyone is still alive.
Flight level 370.
I'm a supporter of the airport.
Delta 2096, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
Viva 511, flight level 200.
On behalf of your flight crew, thank you.
Viva 511, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Local time here is 11.
Los Angeles Center, Southwest 1120, flight level 360. Southwest 1120, Los Angeles Center, roger. American 2830, J32, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 528, flight level 240.
528, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Hope you enjoyed this short flight from Sacramento down to Burbank in California. So the question I asked at the beginning of this episode was, is the PMDG 737-700 the aircraft that prepared the way for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with a study level tubeliner? I think the answer is yes. Of course, the Fenix Airbus A320ceo was released in the same month as this aircraft. And once I had got my head around the new sim and the differences between it and of course Prepared 3D version 4.5, where I was spending most of my time, I never went back to Prepared. When Microsoft then released Flight Simulator 2024, it was a little over 6 months before I had gone on to that new version. I had so many issues, I'd be here all day telling you about them. I was using Flight Simulator 2020 for nearly a year before I uninstalled Prepared 3D. And as you saw from a previous episode where I flew the PMDG 737-800 from Glasgow down to Mallorca, it'll be a little over a year since I 100% switched over from 2020 to 2024 before I consider deleting the old sim. And with these fantastic PMDG 737s now fully compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and all of the fantastic features that the new sim provides, I think the future of PC flight simulation is safe. And in the next episode, I'm going to be asking the question if iFly has taken over the top Boeing 737 spot from, of course, PMDG. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then the bell icon to be notified when that video is published. Thank you so much for watching.
2832, Los Angeles Center, roger.